So today we're here at the Young Foundation. We're having a seminar on how to promote young people as leaders in the community. I'm part of the Young Foundation, which sort of specialises in starting up enterprises. So the way that it works is that I did a bit of work experience in 2 weeks, and I learned a little bit about how they work. So things like they've got loads of different areas that they do, different projects. So the projects that I was working in is obviously the Youth of Today, which works with kind of raising the profile of people between the ages of 13 to 19. So the Young Foundation is involved in the Youth of Today as part of the Youth Leadership Fund that we run. So there's two funds that we run. One is Scaling Up, which is money between £5,000 and £20,000 for organisations that runs over, I think projects that run over a period of a year or more. And then there's the second fund, which is called Reaching Out, which is £20,000 to £100,000. That works on projects who are working for quite a long time and established. And so the two funds that we've run 3 or 4 rounds of Scaling Up, and we've funded, I think, over about 20 to 30 projects from that, or even more. And then from the Reaching Out, we had 1 round of that, and that was, I think, 5 or 6 that got £100,000 each. So all in all, the fund and what we've raised and how much we've spent on organisations is about £1 million that we've given out. I'm part of the youth leadership team for the Young Foundation, and my role has been part of the youth trainer team, which is basically overviewing how the fund is running, how everyone's doing, and just kind of keeping everyone going. Most of my stuff's been to be with communications, fundraising, and sort of event manager within the team.
I've been involved with the Youth of Today project for nearly 2 years, if not over 2 years. Being part of Youth of Today as a youth leadership member has helped me to gain quite a variety of different skills. So like, for example, communication skills and interpersonal skills. Even earlier last week, I had to go to secondary school to address the young people in the assembly. Without being part of the Youth of Today, I don't think I would have been able to do that. So that's been really helpful in that sense. I was able to get on the stage to relate to the young people, because they felt that I was a young person, so they can relate to me more. So he's been really helpful. It's given me that sort of like stepping stone. So because I think that's what we need. So I would say the Youth of Today has been able to unlock my potential, and it's also raised my aspiration for the future.
The sort of young people that typically receive funding through us are usually people that are from lower income or lower class backgrounds that wouldn't usually have the chance to be funded unless they were funded by us. And also we've been kind of typical in funding people who are less able, or things like one of the projects that we funded was Definitions, based in Bradford, which is a deaf-based theatre company that works with deaf children. And that was particularly good for us because we got invited to one of the award ceremonies, and it was good to see that the work they're actually doing is really, really good, and we're a part of that. The process of getting funding is first through a written application process that's assessed by a couple of different levels of young people and people in the Young Foundation, the organisation. And then from there there's a phone call. From there, if you get shortlisted, you go down to a phone call stage where the Young Foundation will give them a call and talk to someone for an hour and ask them questions about their project. And then from there we have a face-to-face workshop with all the different projects. And then from there we take our recommendations from that workshop to the investment committee, and all in all they take everything into account with the 3 stages beforehand, and then they decide who gets the money at the end. It's usually about 6 or 7 projects, so we start with about 100, 200, and then it's whittled down to about 6 at the end of each round. Through the youth leadership team with the Young Foundation, I've seen some great examples of youth leadership. Not only have we had the amazing chance to give away £1 million of funding to organisations across the country, but we've also seen people in our own youth leadership team kind of grow. And we've seen people like Luke Wilkins, who was in the first year youth leadership team, run for an MP as an independent MP in his local kind of area. We've seen other people have their work published. A girl called Catherine, I've had my work published in local and national newspapers, and another man called Sean started our own businesses and working with other organisations outside of the Youth of Today and the Young Foundation, and kind of that spurs us on to go and do different things. Within our projects, I think we tend to fund those that promote youth leadership. That's kind of the way that we run our fund. So through our Youth Leadership Fund, through our funding of these projects, we've seen some great examples of youth leadership. So we've seen a dance company in Birmingham from a woman that came to us that was really looking for young people to run her business, but she couldn't get the funding in order to do that. And then we gave her the opportunity, we gave her that funding, and we gave her the help that she needed, and it's turned it from kind of a one-woman business all the way into kind of a whole board of young people making the financial decisions, making some of the most important decisions. So we've just kind of completely turned that around from sort of just a one-woman business to a social enterprise. So I think that's a great success for youth leadership.
My message to the youth of today would be to go out there and take every opportunity that comes towards your way, because you never know who you might meet along the way, and in the sort of people you might be able to get some contacts from. And so I just think it helps in general just to take every opportunity as it comes. And it's a good way for you to actually give back to the community and also get something back from the community. Plus, personal development, like if you're going to university, what university are looking for these days is like the things that you've been involved with and sort of like characteristics and personality that you have, not necessarily your academic